Alright, I just want to show you a quick video on how to create the animation of your puzzle cube coming together and breaking apart. So the first thing we're doing is going to New. You cannot use the icons here because we don't have the icon we need. So we have to go to New so that this window comes up. And way at the bottom, it is what we call a presentation file. So we'll click on that or double click on that. Our new window comes up. Again, as always, the leftmost icon of the ribbon, create view. Now from here we have to select this icon to search for our assembly. Since I was just using it, it's real easy for me to find mine. But again, find your assembly, the Autodesk assembly file of your assembled cube. And from there we will open that. You can leave everything else alone. We want to leave that manual and hit OK. And it just basically dumps our puzzle piece, our puzzle cube, into our workspace. Your next step is to do what we call tweaking the components. So under this icon, tweak component, it's a very complex tool, but we are going to use it in a very simple manner. So when I go to this tweak components, in terms of the window here, it's pretty well set that all you have to do is pull the pieces apart. So I'm going to leave all these components alone. I'm going to come over here and watch what happens if I click and drag my mouse from this point. What will happen, I'm going to wait for that to go away. I'm going to click and drag my mouse from that point and it'll go in the direction of that face. And if you look as I'm pulling it away, it's changing my number here on the screen. That's how far away these points, these parts are separating themselves. So you can leave it at whatever decimal they give you, or I'm just going to make them all 3 just so they're nice and even. You don't have to. So once you get your part pulled out, you go ahead and click the green apply and then hit clear. If you don't do those 2 sequences, the next piece you move, it'll actually take this piece. Say I choose the yellow piece next. If I don't click the check mark and hit clear, if I just immediately go to this piece and start moving it, it'll move both the yellow piece and the orange piece in the same direction. So I've hit green check mark, I've hit clear. I'm going to now choose my yellow part and I'm going to pull that straight up. Now this is my first reminder that your animation should not have any puzzle piece crossing through or visibly passing through another puzzle piece. So I'm going to green check mark, I'm going to hit clear, and what I mean is if you notice that my yellow piece just came straight out, it didn't pass through any of my other pieces. My orange piece, I pulled it out without having to pass through any other parts. So you do have to be careful as you go through these tweaks, as they call them. And let's say I'm going to choose, I can see that my blue part, if I choose this face of my blue part, I can also pull that out here. So again, it's about 3. I'm not really that worried about it, so I'm just going to hit green check mark. Green check mark, there we go, and clear. I have 3 of my 4 pieces moved. And now I'm going to, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to now take my red piece and move it straight down. Again, those are 4 very simple moves for which I don't have to pass any piece through another piece. So I moved it, I hit green check mark, I hit clear, now I can close. So at this point my pieces are all separated nicely. They didn't pass through each other. They're at a good distance away that I can see every piece without, say like, if I were to look at it here, it's kind of a hard view to see what's happening. So I can get a pretty good idea what's happening in this angle. Now, if you want to check your work, all you do is click on the animate command, and you have several options. The easiest thing to do is just start by hitting the play button. And what you'll see is the exact opposite order. So the first one, the last one I did, the red piece, was the first piece to move. The orange piece was the first piece I moved. but it was the last one to move in the animation. Now if I hit the play reverse button, it'll then separate them. So you can play around with a lot of different settings here. For example, first of all, I'm going to hit reset. If I change my interval, the smaller the number, the faster it will assemble. If I click down to 10, and of course I have to hit apply, then these are active. When I hit play, watch how much faster this goes. I would say somewhere around 15 to 20 is a good speed. That speed I just showed is a little too fast. So I'm going to go to about 20. Apply. If you hit the auto reverse, what'll happen, you'll see here, is it's going at a pretty good speed. It's going in forward. When it gets done playing in forward, it will immediately then play in reverse. Okay, so there it is. It just finished the assembly. Now it'll come back. Okay. Now, if for any reason you wanted to get really fancy, I'll show you in a minute how you can do a lot with this. I want you guys to play around and really explore this program and this animation tool. But for now, once you have your minimum, the parts are separating out, each piece moves. Notice I didn't move my green piece. There's no reason to. So you can find one piece, probably in the middle or the bottom, where you don't actually have to do any movement with. What I do need you to do is, once you have this pulled apart, you've checked it with your play, it's a good speed, no parts passing through, go ahead and do this. Hit the reset button, then hit the little record icon. I already have a video, so I'm just going to save mine to the desktop. I'm going to call it Puzzle Cube Animation. Leave the WMV file as it is. Hit save. With this window here, you can either check the 640 by 480 box or the custom box, and you can. These are settings I've changed years ago. So make sure these two settings are the same on yours. Broadband is your left setting, and on the right it's either 640 by 480 or a custom 1030 by 575. When you hit OK, it takes you back to the animation screen. What you need to do is hit this play reverse, auto reverse button. Hit the play button. The window goes down. Let it run through one cycle of the animation, because right now it's recording this assembly. And when it gets done, that little workbox window comes back up. And you must hit the reset button one more time. The reset button will then basically stop your recording. So you hit reset to begin, hit the record and go through the settings, then hit the auto reverse, and then end by hitting reset again. So if I were to say go to my files, you would save yours to your flash drive. I saved mine to the desktop. If I come down all the way down to our video, here it is, Puzzle Cube Animation. If I double click on that, it should then come up and give you your video. Here it is playing along the bottom. Alright, so in 9 minutes, that's the long and the short of the minimum requirement. That video can then in fact go to your Google site in the Assembly and Animation subpage. You would just go to Insert, and instead of Insert Picture, you select Insert Video. If it doesn't let you do that on Thursday when I come back, I can show you. You may actually have to upload this to YouTube first, and then just link the YouTube video link into your website. Next video I'm going to show you how to do some really cool fancy spinning, rotating animations.